How's it going, everyone? It's the music reviewer here, and thank you for joining me on another episode of Best and New Track of the Week for the week of June 27th. If it's your first time joining me, thanks for listening tonight. Or I'm taping tonight, but thanks for listening whenever you're listening, wherever you are in the world. But yeah, best and worst track of the week. If it's your first time listening to best and worst track of the week, what I do is I just take the new entries from the Billboard Hot 100 and give them a letter grade and pick out two of them, one being the worst, one being the best of the week. And yeah, it's simple as that. And before I get started, I just want to let everyone know my most recent episode on the album review side is the latest album by Rolling Blackout's Coastal Fever, covering their latest album, Sideways to New Italy. If you want to give that a listen, go ahead and check it out. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with our best and worst track of the week. It's a bit of a big week. There's a lot of new entries, a lot of hip hop. So yeah, first was the song "Need Me" by J.I. the Prince of NY. Or his name is just J.I. I never heard of this artist before listening to the song, but it's he's an up and coming rapper, I guess. Probably I think from New York. His song borrows this pop trap flavor that is obviously really big right now. It has a reggaeton beat as well, with a really hot snare on it. The thing is really loud, and the production. One thing I noticed in this track is his accent. I can't tell if it's a speech impediment or an accent. I'm gonna say it's probably an accent. Yeah, overall, the song is like just Drake tributes. It's like a Drake tribute track in terms of rapping and how he sings. And then also in the song, he samples the melody from Kevin Little's "Turn Me On" from like the early 2000s, which uh, I guess that's cool if he was into that. Overall, it's a pretty unoriginal track. I rate this a D. Um, Next track I covering here is "The Man That Loves You the Most" by the Zac Brown Band. Zac Brown Band being the country juggernaut they are. They've been doing some different stuff recently on their last album. I know that one was kind of like a wild card. But this is just a straightforward country track by them. There's some raw emotion on here. It's kind of like a Father's Day single where the Zac Brown Band, is singing about the love and joy of being a father. There's some nice little production effects here. It kind of sounds like he's singing in a concert hall with the reverb that's used. The harmonies are sung really nicely. Um, Nice warm bass tone that comes into the second verse. It's a little cliche. You hear this type of song a lot in country, especially where like the second verse, the daughter goes off to college, and the guy's singing about how sad that is. I've heard it in several country songs. Um, but yeah, it's not a bad song. I gave it a B. The next track actually is another country track. So the title of the track is "Done" by the artist Chris Janson. He's another, I guess, low tier country artist that I think had a hit a couple of years ago. But he's kind of just still in the game, I guess. This song is really nothing special. It was executed well, but he kind of just reminds me of Blake Shelton in the way it's sung. It's a pop country track. The guitars are kind of mixed too low for my liking. Sounds like a kind of like a one hit wonder if you didn't really listen to him before this. It has nice touches of organ filling in the space in there, so I thought it was executed somewhat well, but I gave it a B. It wasn't bad, but really nothing too spectacular. Next track here is Tommy Lee by Tyla featuring Post Malone. Another artist I've never really heard of. He is of the new school R&B slash trap singers that I guess Post Malone popularized. So no surprise that Post Malone's on here. He's he kind of reminds me of like Landon Cube, Young Pinch, Trippie Redd. this Tyla Yaweh guy. Although he doesn't necessarily give any charisma or anything new to the genre. It's a pretty generic sounding song. The beat's very loopy. Percussive parts are generic, uninteresting. The only thing that really saves the song is Post Malone's feature, actually. So yeah, I give this song a D. Next song is "Snow on the Bluff" by J. Cole. This is a pretty interesting song because it was in an exchange with a rap beef with No Name or No Name. I think that's how you pronounce that female rapper's name. She's uh, kind of like a up and coming rapper, kind of like indie. She has her fan base, but she's not as big as like someone like Cardi B. Um, Basically, the song is just calling her out for some reason, probably for something he saw on Twitter, for her not being her being privileged or not being from a hardworking class. Um, Apparently, J. Cole's a woke bro, because he says that a lot in this track. There's not a bad flow on here. It's just a little bit elongated, especially at the end when there's like this instrumental type and vocal part is performed, and I don't know, it sounds maybe even sampled. Track comes off a little pretentious, but the rapping wasn't bad. I give it a B minus. Next song is "Shot of Flow" by NLE Choppa. So this one actually surprised me. I never really listened to this guy NLE Choppa much, but he's a gangster rapper. It's very much gangster rap. Uh, and Generally, when it comes to gangster rap, to me, I tend to lean towards more of that style of hip hop, mainly because I think my main criticism of modern rap is that it's a little too soft, or it's juvenile, it's a little too cute. You know, with artists like Little Pump, Trippie Redd, Kyle. And I like hearing like the hard hitting stuff with aggressive flows and styles, with the hard hitting production. And this track does that. Now, some of the actual content in the song is pretty stupid or vulgar. It's basically a song about gangbanging, but it's, in my opinion, makes for better music, regardless of what's actually being, I guess, addressed in the song. This one, I gave this track a B. So the next track here is Go featuring Juiceworld by the Kid Loroi. Here's just another example of uh, this pop trap, R&B new school stuff that there's going to be, you know, so many of these artists for years to come that are just going to be possibly one hit wonders, or they're just going to fall by the wayside because it's just going to be too saturated. Uh, but the Kid Loroi, he's an Australian rapper. He kind of reminds me of the same kind of shit with Trippie Redd and Landon Cube. Um, he's basically using Juice World's, feature on here. They collaborated. In my opinion, it's a little bit tacky to use a dead artist on a feature, especially when you're trying to commercially lean on it. So yeah, I wasn't really too impressed with this. The production's okay. There's some lush parts on the extended chorus that has synth strings. The song is just trash though. It's really nothing special. I give this a C minus. Okay, so "Make It Rain" by Pop Smoke and Rowdy Rebels next. Another artist I don't really delve too much into, especially on the hip hop side, is Pop Smoke. I don't know who Rowdy Rebel is either. His feature, Rowdy Rebel, is pretty odd. It sounds like they purposely distorted it. It sounded like he was calling through a phone to fit the vibe of the song. I don't know how that adds up, but it did. This song has a dark mood and texture to it. Pop Smoke kind of just sounds like a more skilled Rick Ross. It's kind of what I know. Pop Smoke did pass away though, so it's a shame that I'm just barely listening to this. But the track is a little repetitive with ideas that are thrown in. It wasn't bad overall, but the feature was a little pointless in my opinion. I gave it a C. Um, Next track is The Bigger Picture by Lil Baby. This is probably one of the better tracks this week. This surprised me because generally I assumed Lil Baby would be like a pretty generic trap artist as well, with him probably trying to capitalize on the big trap boom that's going on right now. But anyways, yeah, this is a great track that addresses social commentary on current events. It goes more in depth rather than just saying some Black Lives Matter. You know, it he really goes into detail why he thinks it's more than a black and white problem, which in reality it is. It's about police brutality. It's about there's being systematic issues. The beat is nice and balanced. The hi hats aren't annoying like in most trap. It has a nice versatile flow that develops throughout the track. Um, the beat does get a little bit loopy though. Um, it kind of just keeps on going and going, and it kind of overstays its welcome. But I gave this a B plus. And this next song is actually uh, kind of controversial. It's "Trolls" by 6ix9ine featuring Nicki Minaj. Yeah, 6ix9ine. Obviously, we know about him. He's the guy that no one can stop talking about, but yet everyone hates. So take with that whatever you will. This song, in my opinion, showed a different side of 6ix9ine. He has the ability to change his delivery on this track. I didn't really see that in his other material, but that doesn't last long. It eventually turns into this gangster rap type track where he shouts and uses his aggressive flow. The Nicki Minaj feature is just a Nicki Minaj verse. She throws in a pussy line. I don't know if that's just to mess with Cardi B, but yeah, you get the point. The beat has some nice elements. It's tranquil. There's like these like synth bells in there. I actually didn't hate it. I give it a B. But yeah, now we will get to the best and worst track of the week. And I will start with the worst track so we can end on a positive note. Worst track of the week is Savage Love. Parentheses lack siren beat. Jawsh by Jawsh 685 and Jason Derulo. Okay, so Jawsh 685, he's not the guy that's doing the singing or anything on this. Uh, he's the producer. And Jason Derulo is obviously Jason Derulo. This song is only on the charts because of TikTok clout. It has the beat that is constantly used throughout the chorus is popular right now on the app. But kudos to Jason Derulo for reinventing his career and figuring how to make it work so we don't forget about him. Um, the track overall, though, it's annoying. Jason Derulo's falsetto does not sound good at all. It borrows like this bad reggae type beat as well on the verses. And at the end, he does these weird vocal runs that he's trying to, develop the song a little bit more. But yeah, this is an F. I really hope it doesn't get any bigger because it has the potential to be one of those annoying songs that just doesn't go away. Yeah, not a very good track. The best track of the week, though, is by an artist I really don't have much familiarity with. It's "Do It" by Chloe and Halle or Hal. They're an R&B duo. The track has some nice production. It features like a wobbly and syncopated bass line in there, and the verses really brings out I guess, the textures and color that the track was going for. The pre-chorus isn't bad either. It like builds this tension and it creates that until the chorus hits. It reminds me a little bit of FKA Twigs type stuff. The chorus is bright. There's some sparkly synth embellishments there too, and the vocals are pretty good. They performed quite well actually, and I gave this an A because I think we need more stuff like this to be popularized. So yeah, Chloe and Halle, best track of the week. Um, I guess that didn't take me as long as I thought it would, but yeah, thanks for listening to this episode of Best and Worst Track of the Week. If you made it to the very end, yeah, thanks for sticking around. I'll be reviewing some more stuff soon, and if you somehow find me on Twitter, I have a Twitter now. Just search the Music Reviewer, or YouTube. Leave a comment. Tell me how I'm doing. Let me know what you want me to review, and I'll see y'all later.